Yo, it's Jasmine.
Hey y'all, it's Diamond.
Hey, it's Shay, and welcome to New Age Mamas.
Hey
What's
y'all.
up, ladies? Hey.
So I talk you out.
Right. As y'all can hear, we got an extra laugh on here.
Mm-hmm. Extra hands clapping.
Yes, we
Uh,
have a special guest. We can't wait to introduce her. It's so exciting. Like,
but
this has been a
yes,
long time coming,
I
actually.
know.
right. But if you've been listening, we about to get to the updates. Gotta talk about what's been going on. I'm gonna send it over to Diamond over there looking like Mickey Mouse.
And I definitely got the ears behind me. That's the crazy part. So I'm trying to move my head so it won't be
It do look like the ears are right over your
exactly. That's
head.
why
Right.
I keep moving. Gotta be in my baby room right now while he acting. But update, nothing really. I've been pretty good. Besides, yeah, my toddler got to use the bathroom every 5 seconds. But other than I'm at the best stage, so I've been pretty good. My job search, for those who's listening, is still going. It's been going pretty well though. So hopefully,
That's all that matters.
yes, hopefully, cause some things been coming across, my little radar or whatever. So I've been filling more applications out, and I think this the direction and that God wants me to go in. And I've been praying more on it too, and not overwhelming myself or getting discouraged. Because at first it was me being discouraged for not finding something within my field under my degree and stuff. So now I just been more so chill and relax. First it was, oh, I need to make sure with me having a master's, I need to make sure I reach this amount of money and earning this amount and all that crap. I ain't even worried about that no more. I started stressing about it. I started worried about it, and I started putting it in God's hands. And I'm being more calm about it too. So can't wait to
I'm
update
proud of you, girl.
you to go through.
Yes.
Because
Thank
that was a long time coming because you was being stressed, girl.
you. I still am a little bit, but I just been relaxing a little bit more about it.
That's good. That's good. What about you, Shay?
Oh,
What you got?
I'm
Oh,
starting a new challenge what's this week? Next week, I'm starting a new challenge. My baby has to now sleep in his bed. That's gonna be his update. So I'm gonna keep y'all updated on that because
Oh,
he gotta
okay.
keep
get
us.
I want to be updated on that.
he gotta get yeah. See,
Yes,
so
keep.
my baby is 3, and he been sleeping with us since he was a newborn. Jasmine and Shay baby been out they beds, and I'm the only,
Oh,
and I got the oldest, and my baby's still in my bed. So he has to go. He's getting evicted. And I said I was gonna redo his
Not
room,
evicted.
but he gotta go.
Hey, when I tell you I got tired, I got tired of like my back hurting. I got tired of like my neck hurting. Nah, I can't do this no more. I had to get with it. Now, if I want him to sleep with me, he'd be like, "No, I'm going to Bum Bum's bed." I'd be okay.
Jazz,
Yes.
what's your update? How's potty training? What's going
Uh,
on?
Potty training's going good. He'll do number one in the toilet for sure. He'd be, "Oh, I gotta pee." One, but number two, baby, he ain't did that yet in the toilet. So still working on that. Other than that, this weekend it was I had a fun weekend. It was a jam packed weekend, just full of. Oh, I went to the little baby concert. I ended up going to by myself, y'all. My
For real?
friend, yeah, my friend ended up buying me a ticket on my birthday, and so and then I low key didn't feel like asking people to get a ticket. So I just went by myself and it was fun. Like I was able to vibe and not have to be like hyper because somebody think that I'm not having fun. You know what I'm saying? So I was just able to chill. It was nice. I was for some reason that was the first time I was on time and I don't know why. I got there at 7. He didn't come on to 10. Y'all know I go to bed at 9. I'll be I
I would have
was
been
tired.
asleep.
I was sleepy and then, they was doing, they was all smoking, so smoky and everything off contact. I'm Lord Jesus. But
I got
they
bronchitis. No, I'm
you
kidding.
feel me? They don't care about it. So yeah, other than that, like potty train's going good. My son's good. He got his first homework today because he moved to a different class in daycare. So he got his first homework today, and we did it for a little bit. Then he was like, "All right, girl, I just came from school. You think I'm about to sit here and keep doing this?" He did it for 5 minutes. He did his A, traced his A. He was like, up and down and across. I'm okay. School. Let's go. School.
Okay.
And then he did his one. He was down, so we did that, and we was playing the rest. He was cooking me something in his kitchenette. But that's all that's new with me. What's up with you, Shay girl?
Man, nothing much. I didn't really do anything this weekend. My car died, so I've been trying to find another
No.
car, so that sucks. But I've been in the gym. Just started again in the gym.
Go girl.
Okay.
Thank you. It's horrible, but I'm pushing
It's an
through.
adjustment.
Yes. I have to learn how to pace myself. You know, I'm going with a friend who's also my coworker, and she's like been doing this. So I'm like keeping up with her, and then I was done for a week. Like I can't go back. I need to heal. Like I almost died. Like I was like literally shuffling around, and people are like, "Oh, are you okay?" I'm like, "My legs hurt
Oh yeah,
that
you went
bad."
hard.
Yes. So I'll be doing it better this week. But that's what I'm doing. And I'm trying to organize my life. So there's that.
Okay, girl, you getting it. I'm sorry to hear about your car. That is
Yeah.
a very big
Poor
headache.
Petunia.
She said Petunia. She knew about
Yes, the car name was Petunia.
Mesha, you want to share an update before we introduce who you are, or you want us to introduce you? Like,
Do I have an update? I'm getting my life in order. I'm getting,
Okay.
there's order in my life going on right now. That's the biggest update that I have. I'm learning balance. So,
That's a big deal.
yeah.
yeah,
Especially for like, because
new
you still got a
mom.
newborn. Yeah, I was say that's a big
Yes,
deal.
yes, learning balance. So, it's coming along, and I'm happy about that. Yep.
Love to hear it. Hi.
You okay, Shay?
My eyes always bothering me. Y'all know, I just realized I did not say something like a child update.
You always do
Like,
that.
I know, right? I just be like, once you go to bed, I just check out.
Yeah, to be like,
Yeah, she got a bedtime. She be in bed same time every day. Like we got a schedule. But she's been doing really good. She's about to move up into another classroom soon. Um they just need they're waiting because they need to make room. So
right.
that's been a little bit of difficult because she's bored. Like she's
Mm.
and other kids, and so she's been causing a little bit of trouble. But that's just my
Well, that's a good topic we need to talk about. Go ahead, don't forget that. That's a good topic.
like, let me write that down.
Yeah, don't forget that.
But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this episode. We got a special guest joining us. So let's get started because you know what? I should be more prepared. Where's my questions?
Look, she's talking about let's get started on. Shay, we waiting on you to read
Right, we
the
waiting
That's
on
why I'm
you.
like, I had it pulled up. I promise. But okay. So today we are thrilled to introduce a guest who embodies the essence of a natural lifestyle. A devoted wife, nurturing mother, and advocate for holistic living, she chose the path of a natural home birth, a testament to her strength and connection with life's rhythms. Now, on the verge of becoming a doula, she's poised to guide other women through their own childbirth journeys. Join us as we delve into her inspiring story, from embracing nature's wisdom to the serene beauty of motherhood. Let's warmly welcome Mesha.
Woo! Thanks for joining
Thank
us.
you. I am so happy to be here. first and foremost, thank you for sharing you guys' platform. Like, I do not take it for granted. I am so excited. I've been ready to come on New Age Mamas. Like, I
Yes.
love you guys' podcast. So I just thank you all for sharing your space with me, for sure.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
I appreciate hearing that. We always appreciate when guests stop to like thank us and be like, "We appreciate you too," because we be
Mm-hmm.
Oh
working hard.
yeah, this is needed. Yes, hard work doesn't go unnoticed.
Mm-hmm. And you about to drop some gems on us, so I'm really excited.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, I'm ready. I didn't even write nothing down. I was like,
Don't write
look,
nothing down. This
I
off the
couldn't.
top.
I know
Yeah.
I couldn't. I was like, oh okay, come on.
So we gonna get started. So I'll start. What inspired you to choose a natural at-home birth experience? Were there specific factors that led you to your decision?
uh yeah. So what inspired me to do my own home birth was pretty much like all of like the hearsay. Like I was very nervous like to actually go through a hospital birth because of like the
Mm.
high mortality rates in with women and babies. That's very alarming, especially like in the Black community. So for me it was pretty much like, what's another route, what's another alternative, like what can we do or what can I do to try to ensure that I don't have, such a traumatic experience. How can I be gentle on myself, be gentle on my baby? Just welcome my baby into a new world, as healthy as possible. So that's pretty much what inspired me,
Nice.
to do my own. Yeah, and I really just went on and just started to do like, man, like I went crazy on the research. Like I was gone. So I learned so much. I learned so much. And I'm very thankful for the information that I have because like I really want to um express to other women like you can do like if I can do it, you can do it.
Nice.
Seriously, yeah. So
Especially speaking of research, so where did you start? Did you start on Google, like at home births? Did you start going to community different events? Like, where did your search start for finding like how to do an at home birth? Did you YouTube at home births? Like, what did you do?
so I kind of got introduced to there's this woman. She is based out of New Orleans. Her name is Crystal Alkaline Goddess. So I kind of, started following her. And ironically, like I followed her before through hearsay, but I never like really paid attention to her posts. Like I paid attention, but like not in depth enough. But until I had my own situation, like my own health, situation, that's when I started to delve in a little bit deeper into like some of her posts, some of her home birth. So she is also a doula. And
Mm.
she just like would give out so much information. And like I just at at one point I went like literally to buy a whole notebook and I would just go through her videos and just like write information down. And then after like I went through like all of her videos, I went on and kind of used that as like a blueprint to what I wanted to research. So after I did
Mm.
that, I kind of just started to go into Google searches, statistics, you looking at the CDC website. There's so much information on the CDC, but a lot of people don't even know about it. Like you can really go and get a lot of information just off of their website alone. So that's kind of like where I started to do my own research.
Wow. And you was thorough.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I
It's
love that.
girl.
I'm a notebook girly. So I love
Oh
that.
yeah.
Sitting down, writing notes.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the best way to learn.
Yeah.
And
You can
the
see it on
fact
paper.
Yeah, and the fact that your research started and was based in the knowledge of someone else as well. So you took what they gave you or was already given out and you expanded on that. And that's
Yeah.
very important.
Yeah.
So have you always thought about like a home birth? Like once you were or did you think about that like once you were expecting or a couple of months after you were expecting? Like when did that home birth situation like, come into play?
Girl, um, honestly, my pregnancy was a huge surprise. So I was
Mm.
already like doing all of my research. Okay, I will bring it back a little bit, but I had like my own health scare, which is what got me into being holistic, into learning about women's reproductive health and stuff like that. So that's what kind of got me into it. And I was like, when I started learning all this stuff, I was like, oh, well, when it's my turn, or if I ever become pregnant, then I think I want to go this route. So that's kind of like how I got into decided I wanted a home birth. And my pregnancy was a whole surprise, like very unplanned, and I kind of had already had an idea of how I wanted that to look.
Oh, nice. So
Yeah.
at least you already knew where you like, okay, dang,
Uh-huh.
shocker. I already know we going this.
Yeah, I already had a plan. Like my plan was already made.
Wow. So
Yeah.
was your husband or any family members skeptical? Because when I was pregnant, I was like, oh, I think I want a home birth. And my mom instantly, she was like, no. She was like, because if something happens, we're not doctors and we're not gonna know what to
Well,
do. And we live far from the hospital. So she was like, I would prefer not. And then like my son's dad, he was really not with it. So like he wasn't like saying, oh yeah, let's do it. He was like if you really wanted to, but we would have to do way more research. So
yeah.
how did your family feel about that?
Um, my family, um, they
More so your
same thing.
husband.
Okay, we'll start with my husband. My husband, he was kind of like the same way. He wanted to know the plan. He wanted to, like, he was like, I had to literally like show him, like, hey, babe, like, this is what, I show him some of the videos that I was watching. You know what I mean? I can give you the information, and I would just like, let's watch this together so that you can be comfortable to know that this is doable, because I didn't expect him to know what I knew. You know what I mean? But I had to try my best to make sure that he was comfortable with it. But he had a lot of fear with it. My family had a lot of fear with it. I kind of was going off a lot of faith. Like I knew my body could um, deliver a baby. You know what I mean? Like I just had to go off of faith. There's so much fear surrounding pregnancy. There's so much fear surrounding labor, especially in our community, that especially like when we don't know certain information, we have a lot of fear around certain things. So I was the person who kind of had that information. So I was kind of trying to give it to my family, and they were like, girl, what are you talking about? Like, girl, like,
They like, we
what
not about to read this.
what are you
Watch
talking
it.
about? Yes, like my mom was so scared. But you don't go into a home birth like without a plan. Emergencies do arise, so you plan for those emergencies too. You know what I mean? So I didn't just go into a home birth like this is what I'm going to do. We did have plan B, plan C, if things were to happen. So
Okay. So
yeah.
who was there? Like, did you work with a midwife, a doula? We know that you're becoming a doula, but did you work with a midwife, a doula? Like, how did you get your team together for the home birth?
Well, I'm actually a doula now. So I did finish my thank you.
Oh, congratulations!
Congrats.
I did finish my training. And at the time when I was pregnant, I hired a doula. So I was in my training at the time when I hired her. So I was kind of like shadowing her at the same time while I was in training. Um, but she was there. One of my good friends, like all the way back from grammar school, she's a doula as well. She's actually the one who recommended me to the doula training that I selected. She was there. My husband was there, and that was it. Me, my husband, and my two doulas.
Mm.
Um,
Oh, you had
because
whoa.
of yeah, because I wanted my space to be very peaceful, positive. I didn't want, others bringing their fears within my space. It's so easy for your birth to go left. Like if the mother is the most important in that situation. So you kind of don't want to like put too much pressure on her. Like I didn't want too much pressure being put into me. You know what I mean? With already the pressure of going through the labor as is. I didn't want pressures from other people or, their anxieties putting off on me. So I made a decision to just keep it very small as possible. Yeah. And I think that was the best decision I could have made, honestly.
So could you walk us through like your birth plan and how it went? So like, once you started, basically from the time you started feeling contractions, what was like your next steps after that?
Wait. Sorry, Diamond. I got a question right before that because I really want to hear this. Sorry, right before this. So, what
I can't wait
made
to.
you?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh
I'm
no,
sorry.
no.
No, go ahead.
What made you pick? Okay, a doula. So I thought you had to have a midwife there with you to deliver a baby. So how does that work? Because I thought you had to.
I am so glad you asked this question. Yes, because this is something that does need to be explained. So a doula, like you said, is not a midwife. A doula is someone. The best way to describe a doula is a female servant. So during that time, during a woman's pregnancy, during her birth, whatever you want to hire your doula for, your doula is just specifically there to help assist you, help take care of you, help take care of your baby. Your doula is not medically there to do anything medical wise. They are not trained to do that. They're not certified to do that. They don't have a license to do that. A midwife can act as a doula, but also can medically like give you medication, could intervene if something was to go wrong. Your doula absolutely cannot do any of those things. So that is where they separate. And actually, I'm so glad you asked that because as I was going into my courses, I'm thinking like, oh, I'm about to be delivering babies and catching babies. And girl, when I got in my course, the instructor was like, no, we do not do that. Like, this is what we do. So she had to clarify that for me because I think that's a big misconception. I think a lot of people are starting to learn about doulas, and
Right.
I think it's just a big misconception of what it is they actually do. So I'm glad you asked that question.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you can bring on the doula at any point in time. So like I can bring on the doula when I just want her there to support me during birth inside the labor and delivery room.
Yes, you can. But my advice, I would you can plan, you can book a doula just specifically for that, but most times most doulas will want to at least establish some type of relationship with you so that they can start to get to know what your wishes are so that they can be an advocate for you. If you do choose to have a hospital birth, your doula can be right there by your bedside saying, hey, no, mom wants this, no, mom doesn't want that. Your doula is your advocate, your doula is your helper. So, yeah, you can hire a doula at any point. There are doulas for all, like if you want them just for postpartum care, you can have a doula just specifically for that. But I had a doula pregnancy, labor, and postpartum. So she did all three components of my pregnancy.
So basically, you delivered this baby by yourself. So it don't sound like.
So we gotta get to that part.
Okay,
So
yeah,
this is the part. This
Okay,
is
no,
the
yeah. So
part.
walk us through the steps there, it's like Diamond said, because I'm sure, like,
Okay.
oh, so who delivered the baby?
Okay, so yes, so prior to me going into labor, just up and during my pregnancy, me and my doula, we would meet up. She would just give my birth plan, how I wanted, what I wanted, who I wanted to be there. She got all that, she brought the pool over weeks before she knew that I was due. She brought the pool over. She bought me what do they call it? The medicine ball, the rolling ball, the peanut ball, all of that. So she brought all of those things over there. I had to, this is another thing I want to let, those know. You have to, when you hire a doula or you go into wanting to have a home birth, you have to purchase all of your own medical supplies. So they actually sell those medical supplies on a website. You can go on a midwife website, and most times they will have like a whole package already prepackaged for mothers, for you to buy, for you to have for your home birth. So that's pretty much what the midwives will have for your birth. So you can purchase it on your own.
Wow.
So the day of my labor, I was very fine at the beginning. I went into labor probably at like 5 p.m., around 5 p.m. ish or whatever. My husband was like, "Hey, my best friend in town, you mind if I go bowling?" And I'm like, "Go ahead, go ahead." But my contractions were very mild because I had already had like contractions a week before, but they were very mild. So I told him to go ahead because I didn't know if it was like actual labor. I'll let you know if it kicks in. So the contractions were very mild. I was really able to sit through them. Around like 7 o'clock is when I had that first real, like a little more intense. So I called him back. He came home. They were starting to pick up. So I called both of my doulas. I let them know that, hey, I believe I'm, in my early stages of labor. There's a website also that I use to start tracking my contractions, timing them. And I was just giving them an update on, how painful they were. So my doula, she was, already on call because I actually went 41 weeks in a day. So I went past my due date. Yeah. So she was on call. So my friend came over. She was first there. My husband was there. We had started to set up my space. I had like little fruit out, little nibble food. I had water, apple juice.
This is a spa.
It sounds so relaxing.
Yes, literally. We had turned on the little, soothing music or whatever. My doula arrives, and I think when she arrived, that's when the contractions really started to kick in a little harder. So oh my gosh, she was such a big help, such a blessing to get me through them. She had already trained me on how to breathe through the contractions.
So important.
Yes, oh my God, it was so helpful. And she would do like certain techniques that would help. I was standing up the entire time. I never wanted to sit down or lay down because, just off of my research, I wanted to work with gravity to allow my baby to just go down naturally. So my doula arrived, she was like, "Do you want to get in the shower?" And I'm like, why is she steady asking me to get in the shower? Like, I already showered before she got here. Like, she was like, "Do you want to get in the shower?" I'm like, okay, I guess I'll get back in. So I got in the shower, y'all. I turned on the hot water. I really wish I would have just had my baby right there because it's I'm not gonna lie. It's something about hot water and birth. Like, my labor really started to speed up once I got in that shower. And then it clicked like, oh, that's why she told me to get in the shower. Like, she really put the pedal to the metal when she told me to do that. So the labor really started to speed up. Then I started to feel harder contractions. They were starting to speed up and last longer. I got out and they started to actually slow back down. So I was in labor for a while. My water bag didn't bust probably till the next day, 9 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is where
going in this all night, and you ain't lay down and sit down, baby.
I laid down. I laid down. Okay. I laid down at some point. I was like, "Look, get him out." So my water bag bust at about like 9 a.m. and like my body, I feel like I kind of was mentally checked out at this point too. My body kept saying, "Go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom," like as if I had to do a bowel or whatever. And when I went to the bathroom, I kept tensing up, like I kept like clutching my body, but not even thinking, knowing what I know, but not even really thinking that was really my son really trying to make his way through. But I kept like fighting against it. I was fighting against it. So my husband at this time, see, this is why I was like, make sure you have who you have in your birth and space, who's positive and not fearful. I believe that he was getting like very nervous, very fearful at this point because I've been in labor for so long, and I kept trying to reassure him like everybody's labor is different. You know, you can't rush. You can't really tell a baby when to come. So he was like, let's go to the hospital. And I was like, no. I was like,
He
no.
worried. He over there like,
Yes, he like, let's just go get checked. Let's just go get checked. I was like, no, I'm not going to get checked. Like, I'm fine. Um, and my doula again, so she was telling me to check how dilated I was. Again, she can't do anything medically, so she couldn't check me to see how far along I was dilated. So I was trying to check myself, and she was like, "Do you
how?
feel?" Yes, yes. She was like, "Do you feel something hard or whatever?" I was like, "I feel like I do. I feel like I do." Um, and my husband, y'all, he was just like, he
He
started to
said
get
he ain't
into.
passed out. Y'all probably asked him, and he probably fainted.
I actually did get in the pool too. Like he didn't want to get in the pool. But I was like, you don't have to, whatever. But I did make it in the pool, but I got out of the pool. Y'all, so I wanted to, so this is where things kind of like started to go not my way. Um,
Okay.
Again, he was getting very fearful. And again, I did want to reassure him that I was fine. So by me not knowing how far along I was dilated, I was like, okay, I'll go to the hospital just for them to check me because I don't want to do anything else
So
there.
you like, so we can go home.
Yes. Do y'all know we drove all the way to the hospital and Bryson Head was right there.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yes. My son
Like
head was
right
right
there.
there. Yes, like the man came and was like, check my cervix. He was like, she's 10 centimeters. His head is right there. Come on. And at that point, I was like, don't take me home. Like, get him out of me. Yes.
Right.
So
Cause you over there like, this is uncomfortable. Oh my God, you got me on
yes,
the edge of my
yes.
seat.
Yes, so his head was already right there. Like I was like, oh my God, I could have stayed home. But I did
You
90,
was
like
blue.
yes, I did 90% of it like literally at home, but I pushed him out at the hospital and the atmosphere for me really changed instantly the moment I entered that hospital. Like it was so like do this, do that, do this, do that. Like not listening to anything that I was saying. Like I was so uncomfortable. Like I was so uncomfortable. It was so cold in there. Like the way they were wanting me to push was so against what I wanted to do. Like my baby's heart rate started to decrease. They were like, hold your breath. And I'm like, no, I don't want to hold my breath because like me knowing, I'm like, my baby is still technically breathing off of me. Me holding my breath is him not receiving oxygen. So I was like, I was still trying to breathe through those contractions so that he doesn't lose his heart rate. Like my son's heart rate literally went away at one point, like for a
Wow.
little second. And I was so thankful it came back because I started to do those deep breaths again. But like, I was so upset. Like the I don't know. Like I don't even know how to put into words. It was just very uncomfortable. I guess that's just the best way to explain it. It was
And
very
it wasn't what you
uncomfortable
wanted.
at all. No, at all.
Well, thank God you had a healthy delivery, a
Yeah.
healthy
I did.
baby, a
Yeah.
healthy you. Thank
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. That's
So,
most important.
so now my question to you is now having to experience that and having to go to the hospital, did your doulas come to the hospital with you or they were okay, so they did come. When you
Yeah.
said they weren't listening to what you were saying and wouldn't let you push the way you wanted to, did you want to push standing up or like kneeling, or what way did you want to push?
So I asked them I had asked them like, hey, could I get into a different position to push? Like I want it to be upward. And they were like, pretty much no, low, no. And also I was like, hey, I want to push with my contractions. I don't want to
Right.
push, I don't want to be coach pushing because that is the easiest way for women to start to have that like tear. So I wanted to go with the contraction so that it will prevent me from having uh tear, have that third degree tear. A lot of women do experience. So they were okay with that. They were like, okay, we'll do the you pushing on your contractions. They were okay with that, but oh my God, it was just like they were looking at me like I was like I had like let me make a decision about my body at this point. Like I'm the one in
Right.
labor. I'm the one having to go through this. Like let me make a decision. They wanted
They're
to make all the decisions for me.
they probably not used to having someone like you make all the decisions too. So that
Yeah.
might
Mm-hmm.
be like different for the doctor. Doctors and nurses are used to telling you, when to do this, when you can get the epidural, when you can do this, that, and the third. So for you
Yeah.
to come in and be your own advocate and be like, no, I want
Be
this,
my
this,
own
third.
boss.
You might
Yes.
feel like,
Yeah.
hold on.
Yeah.
And
But
Yeah.
shoot.
to their point, and because you're a black girl too, at that, they really
Mm-hmm.
feel
Oh,
like
yes. Very big point. Yes.
But now look, you scaring me and I already done had a baby. Look, I'm over here like, oh, listen to the little cry.
Yeah, I'm about to tell
So
him now. Hey, little man.
how long
Uh-oh.
did you all stay in the hospital?
Baby.
A day.
A day. Were you ready to leave after that?
Yes. I was so ready to leave. After I allowed them to do all of their tests. And he was healthy. I couldn't sleep. I could not sleep. They came in like every 5 minutes. They were like, "Mom, make sure you are doing this for getting some rest." Then I was like, "I can't get no rest. Y'all coming here every 5 minutes." It
Right.
was cold. My husband had to work, so I really was so ready to come home because he had to go to work the very next day. Unfortunately.
Oh no. Okay, so I
Uh
got two questions before I
huh.
give it to them so they can ask the question. Sorry, two
Uh huh.
questions. The first question is if you would have had a full at home birth,
Hmm.
how would have been? Would you had to take the baby to the hospital after, or they would have never did any like how do you have to take the baby to the hospital after? Or y'all would have just been doing care at home? Like how would that have worked?
Yeah. I'm sorry,
No, no,
guys.
you're good.
Just a
You take your
second.
time. We got
um.
kids too.
So, if I would have had him at home, delivered him at home, my plan was to stay at home for a few, maybe like a day or so. But you can go to the hospital. The hospitals cannot turn you away. They have to record that birth. There was a birth, and that's why you have a witness as well. Your doula can be your witness that a live birth took place. Your midwife, if you choose to have a midwife, your midwife can be your witness of a birth took place. Your husband or whoever's there can be a witness to that birth. So, yeah, I did plan to go to the hospital afterwards, but I just wanted to, I just wanted it to be, him to be at peace when he first entered the world. And then I was going to take him to the hospital and they do whatever it is that they were normally going to do if you had him at the hospital anyway. So,
Got you. Okay, and then my last question for leave it over. I
uh
know I'm asking all these questions. Sorry.
huh. You're good.
So rewinding it back just a little bit, did you receive any prenatal care from the hospitals or from your OBGYN, or were you like basically doing things at home and dealing with you and your doula are dealing with your prenatal care at home?
This is a really good question. During my prenatal care, I took care of myself.
Mm,
I did not. Okay, let me backtrack before I get too ahead. I did go to some of my prenatal appointments. Um, I didn't go to all. I felt like they were pointless. I only went again to make sure that my husband was reassured and he was comfortable as well to know that the baby was healthy and he was, on track, developing as he should. Everything was checking out. I was really just taking care of myself, and that looked like me eating correctly. I was drinking a lot of water, just trying to really watch my diet during that pregnancy. And I do want to make sure that I say this to those who may be listening, because I do understand that a lot of people do have pre-existing health conditions. So in that case, it is very important for those with pre-existing health conditions to really monitor themselves closely. Whatever you see fits, whatever that looks like to you. But because those pre-existing health conditions can be amplified during your pregnancy. So for me, I don't really have, I guess you can say I'm kind of like healthy, as healthy as I can be. So like, I really was just monitoring myself. I really was just trying to make sure I eat correctly. And I did go to some appointments. But yeah, I wasn't going to all of all the other stuff. I was like,
And were you taking like prenatal pills, or were you just, your diet was mostly your main concern of healthy? You weren't taking
yes.
any extra
I did not
pills?
take any prenatal pills. I
So
just
you never
really
did like the glucose test?
I never did that test either.
Oh, you was
Mm.
lucky.
Oh yeah, I heard about it. I was like, what
Yeah,
is this? It's a lot of sugar, I think, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah, I
couldn't
never
handle
took
it
that.
both times. I took it. I took it twice, and I couldn't handle it both times. So I had to start, literally poking my finger to draw the blood so that they can test for
Oh
the
wow.
diabetes. Yeah, they sent me home with the whole kit. I had to pay for it through. Well, I had to go through my insurance to get the whole kit, and then I had to come out of pocket too because my insurance didn't cover, like, it covered some of the stuff, but it didn't cover all of it. Yeah, like that was on that
I
glucose
never
test.
knew that they even sent you home with it.
Hmm. They'll send you
Yeah.
home with the kid if you can't pass the drinking. I could never keep the drinking
The
down with
drink it
me,
down.
Mm.
and right after I would vomit it back up, all over the, because they let you have to sit there for like an hour after you take after you drink.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You have to
Mm-hmm.
sit there, and my stomach couldn't hold it, and I would always throw up in the office. And I did it. They had me take it twice, and they're like, "Okay, you just can't handle it. Your body can't handle it, so we have to
Take
send
it
you up with the
home.
kit."
Mm.
I had to poke myself for about 2 weeks straight and track the result.
Wow.
You
Right
really
to
strong because I
the
don't think I could poke myself.
yeah,
In 2 weeks?
That's a
yeah.
long
Until
time. I
the
didn't
next,
realize it
like,
was that long.
yeah, it was. I was like, "Whew."
I didn't know, like, going to the doctor's office, I didn't know the prenatal appointments were negotiable.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't know. Like, I didn't know, like, that was, like, I feel like a lot of women don't know that. So for you to say, "Oh, no, I didn't go to all of them because of XYZ, or I didn't feel like this aligned with what I believed," I personally did not know that they weren't negotiable. I didn't
And they
And
know.
won't
I
tell
do
you.
agree.
They will not tell you. You women really have a lot of birth rights, like that they will not tell you. Don't ask, don't tell.
Because I mean, like you mentioned, some of the appointments are pointless. Some of them are too close together. Sometimes, like, you may feel like, I don't need this. And I know I was tired. I was pregnant. I didn't want to come have to see them people as
Yeah.
often as I did. So that can definitely be like really something
And
knowledgeable for somebody who's
and most
listening.
times they will just like do the same thing, check my weight, check my pressure.
Ask
But
me
I
the
will say this, I
same
was monitoring myself at home. Because I knew I wasn't going to the hospital, I bought my own blood pressure kit and I bought my own fetal stethoscope. I didn't buy a Doppler. I bought a fetal stethoscope and I would track
Girl,
my.
break that down. Nobody know what that means.
It's
Nobody
really
know what
just the
that.
same thing that they use like when they're checking your heartbeat and stuff, or your lungs. They say breathe in, breathe out. So like it's really like the same thing. So I bought my own, and I would track my son's heartbeat myself. Like I would literally count manually myself to make sure his heart rate was in good standing, and I would do my own blood pressure checks. So I was monitoring myself. I just wasn't going to the hospital for them to tell me what I could see for myself.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that is a great tip too. If you're pregnant, you should have your own blood pressure
You should,
pump.
because like you're not always close to a doctor. Like you can really just keep monitoring yourself every day.
Exactly.
I think that's something good. Like, you know, we should have at home.
Now, let me ask you
Oh,
something.
go ahead.
I want to like rewind it back a little bit too, because you mentioned you had two doulas.
Mm-hmm.
And so one, like you mentioned you paid for it, but did you pay for it through like insurance? Did you pay like one insurance, one out of pocket? Like break it down for somebody who might be wondering.
Okay, so some doulas are certified, some are not. Western medicine is now starting to allow doulas to become certified. So those doulas who are certified, there was one doula who was telling me about it because she was actually certified, but your insurance will cover those who may be certified. They will reimburse you. You will probably have to pay out of pocket first, and then you will send them a receipt or something like that saying that this is what you pay for. And they will reimburse you. I'm not sure if it's 100%, but I know at least it's about 50%. For me, I didn't feel like going through all of that at that time. I paid out of pocket. I did have two doulas. My friend, she was a blessing. She did it off the strength. She didn't charge me anything. She wanted to be there. She wanted to be a part of it. But she did it for free. My other doula, I paid out of pocket. And I paid about $1,800 for it.
Oh, that's not bad.
Okay, I
Yeah.
was
I
expecting
wasn't
more.
expecting you to say that. Yeah, I was expecting way more.
Yeah, I paid about $1,800, but some of them, depending on the type of service that you want, if you just want labor, there's different prices. If you only want a doula for this specific thing, it could be cheaper. Like you don't have to pay what I paid, and every doula pricing is different. So if you just want a doula for postpartum care, you don't want a doula for your labor, it may be cheaper, maybe about $500 or so or whatever. So it really just depends on you know your financial stance.
Wow.
So yeah.
But that's amazing.
I didn't
Thank you
know
for
they were
breaking that
affordable.
down. Yeah, because when you think of like a doula, a midwife, or these things, like especially like for me, you think these big price tags is something that's gonna break the bank and be unattainable for you. And so the fact that we hear this and it's not unattainable, like especially as Black women, we know we are fearful of the mortality rate, and having support can be beneficial. Knowing that it's accessible and you sharing that it's accessible so other people can hear, that's so important.
Let me tell you, the hospital bill is more than a doula.
Wow. And you was only there for a day.
Okay, the hospital bill was more than it costs $30,000 plus to give birth at the hospital versus in the comforts of your own home.
Yeah, it's
You gotta
Yeah,
expensive.
think about it. That's
yeah,
what a lot of people did like back in the day. They didn't go to hospitals.
yeah.
Like they
Wait,
doing
did
this.
somebody on your episode 50, one of you guys made that comment? I listened to it, and I think I forgot who said it, but yeah, like our grandparents, they were giving birth to like 11 plus 10 plus children, like
Mhm.
at home. Like, so this is doable. Like, I feel like we have to go back and see, okay, what is different then and versus now? Like, what's different? Like, how were they able to do that? But now, like, our families are getting really, really smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should
Yeah.
just like how you made the decision, did the research, tapped into like, let's take it back to my roots. Because how you said when you got to that hospital, the whole vibe changed. I feel like when you in a hospital, they're trying to get you in and out. Like it's like a factory. All right, let's get to the next baby. Let's get to the next
Yes,
baby.
yes. And they don't have enough beds.
Yeah,
They do
so
not have enough beds.
respect to
Yeah.
them and the
It's
work
so
that they
sad.
do.
Yeah.
But they don't always stop to think, oh, I'm making it a horrible experience for this person bringing a life into the world. Because
And they're
I'm just
just doing
trying to
their job.
right,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get to this shift. And
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
it unfortunately it does have
Mm-hmm.
to be on us to take the responsibility to do those things.
To take control of your experience. Yeah.
Yes, and I love that you are an example of that.
Yes,
Thank
because you took
you.
control. So looking back at everything that you've done with the baby, like, preparing and everything, would have done anything differently?
Yeah.
Or would you,
Um,
or any advice that you will offer for moms who are thinking about doing it at home? So like, would have done anything differently, and or advice for moms thinking about doing an at home birth or even hiring a doula?
Honestly, I don't think I would have done anything differently, although I didn't finish at home, which was the goal. I still looked at my experience as, okay, this is another eye opener. And I'm using it as motivation for next go round. You know what I mean? Like now I got the experience of being in the hospital too and at home. But it's really just motivation for me. But to answer your other question as well, mothers or, those wanting to look into doing a home birth, I would really just advise them to really sit down and write it down, and write down what your fears are, and write down, look into those who have done it, because it is doable. Like don't defeat yourself, or don't think that you can't do it, because you really can. Even those who have had C-sections, like, if you don't have to be afraid because you had a C-section. I've seen women who have had C-sections and end up having a home birth unassisted and give birth at home naturally. You just have to really just do your own research. I can tell you as much, but until you see it for yourself, you'll start to be able to develop your own plan and your own vision.
I love that.
I have
Yes.
one more question. So, okay, so if it was to be, or if you are planning or not planning, and basically to have a second go round, a second child, do you think you will stick with the home birth
I
plan?
I surely will. Yes, I surely will.
Is your husband with it?
He gonna have to roll with it. No,
Ah,
I'm kidding.
you like, this is my body.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. He's with it. I Now that we've been through it, I think he's starting to just become more and more comfortable with a lot of the things that he see me accomplish, or he's like, oh, okay, I see how this is working out now. So this is doable, because there was a lot of naysayers, like, really in both of our ears, like,
Wow.
oh, don't do this, or she's not going to be able to do that.
Wow.
Yes, but I think that now we finally went through it. He's also, he knows more now. So it's not like it's just information that I know. It's something that he knows as well. So
Well, that's good. And you look, and you did it.
He
So for the people
did.
who says that you didn't, you did it. The only reason why you went to the doctors, because you just like, well, next time I need to know how to check to make sure that
no,
I didn't even think
no,
about that.
yeah,
I'm like, who checked you?
yeah, yeah. Nobody, and I checked myself, and I was like, I feel something, but I don't know.
You need to make like a
Yeah,
guidebook.
Oh,
that
Planting
sounds
the
like a
nice.
good
planting
idea.
the
It
planting the
does.
A
seed.
guidebook.
We'll promote it.
From your
Surely will.
experience, that's a really good idea.
We will promote it.
I hope to be able to share, like, now, my being a doula, just helping someone else through their own process, because I get a lot of questions. I get a lot of people who like, how did you do this? How I want to do this. So I'm actually in the process of helping a mother right now. I haven't um said anything, but I kind of just want to respect her wishes. But she's getting ready to go through her process, and she wants to vlog her whole entire process. So kind of like what you just said, Shay. I hope that I can use her experience maybe as a guidebook, because it's really, you guys, it's a different experience. It is.
being
Yes,
on
and
the
you have to
other
come back
side.
on and
I was
share.
just gonna say that. We need your doula experience now.
Yes, we
Of
want to hear the
course, of
stories.
course, of course.
Yes.
No
And once
problem.
Jazz and Shay go the second go round, they need to hire you.
Not shade.
She
Yes.
like
Your
Diamond
child
talking about she
3,
one and
Diamond.
Trying to
done.
put a baby in my belly already. No, thank
Diamond, your
you.
child the oldest. He's ready for a sibling.
Right.
Right.
Thank you.
That's my birthday twin, by the way.
Yeah, I think on it. I said he gotta. He passed his prom. I said after I wasn't having 2 kids in diapers, but he added diapers, so I was.
And now you about to get him out the bed. It's about to be bussing.
Right.
Okay. Right.
Moving out of the way for the next one.
Okay.
Yes, yes. And also you're gonna have to come back on and share. I feel like your breastfeeding story, share your story of just bringing, because I'm sure like you're into more holistic things, so share your story, because even for like your baby shower you only wanted organic diapers, so seeing if you actually use those, if you like those, if you liked with some cloth diapers, so sharing your first 6 months to a year, you have to come back on and share this with us. Like, we're gonna
I
have to bring
sure
you on back in a couple
will.
episodes.
I sure will. Girl, I got a lot of information to give, so.
Oh,
Okay.
we can't wait. We cannot wait.
Yes. So thank you, Mesha, for joining in. Thank you guys for listening. Mesha, we just want to ask if you have a mom of the week you would like to shout out, so that we can post her, shout her out, things of that nature. It don't have to be nobody who has social media, but any mom you would like to shout out.
Yes, I would like to shout out my friend Tay as a mom of the week.
Yay.
Does she have Instagram? I believe she has Instagram. I never really see her, but she is a great mother. She's a boy mom, and she is very, oh my gosh, she's amazing as a mother. Like, I just love seeing her with her son, and I just be like, oh my god, I can't wait till my son gets to your age. But
You like, when he can do
but
something.
when he can do some stuff. But yeah, she's an amazing mother. Definitely goals. She makes it look very easy.
Yeah, shout out to you.
Yeah, shout out to Tay. Doing it.
Yes.
Look, love her.
Okay. Thank you again, Mesha, so much. Like,
Thank
this
y'all.
was a
Thank
great
y'all for
episode. Like,
having me.
yeah, to have somebody talk about home birth, like this, and to have a doula. Yeah, we had our first.
Yeah.
I thank y'all for having me. I'm so serious. Like, I was so thirsty. I'm like, when they gonna have me on the podcast? Like,
Hey, look, we be trying to come. We be having to spread them out. We can't have all the goodies in one. Like,
no, yeah. No, yes. I thank y'all from the bottom of my heart, though. Yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for listening and tuning in to another episode. Please, please, please make sure you subscribe to our podcast. We appreciate everyone for tuning in and listening. Please, whatever platform you are listening to us on, please make sure you leave us a review. It would only take a few minutes, and it would help us reach out to more moms and more parents. Also, please follow us on all social media platforms. We are on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok at New Age Mamas. And that's a wrap. Thank you for listening.
woo.